I feel like an absolute imposter. I feel like a loser. I feel like I'm letting myself down, my child down, my wife down, and all those people that work with me within the company down. How am I going to come out of this? I remember those feelings and those emotions that bombarded my mind that day. I remember it so vividly as I turned to my wife and I looked at her with tears in my eyes and I just said, like, what is all this for? Like, why am I going through this, and why have I let this thing or these things get to this? Like, how did I get to this point as an entrepreneur? And I remember those feelings of just absolute failure and borderlining despair. I remember that feeling as those thoughts were trying to enter into my mind and try to really dominate me as an entrepreneur, as a business leader. And I remember, I just remember everything that my wife said that day, and a few other things that some really special people in my life said to me that day as I was just really going through some difficult moments in my life as an entrepreneur, as a business leader. And I remember my wife encouraging me to remember all of the things that I had accomplished to get up to this point, all the positive things, all of the incredible testimonies of people being impacted, of customers, just their businesses being transformed through the things that we have done as a company, things that we have decided and established as a company to do to help other companies flourish. And I remember as she was just pouring these words of encouragement into my heart that I just begin to remember again the reason why I started in the first place. And it was during that moment that I just made that decision right then and right there that I would develop more than ever a posture of resilience and grit. And that's what I want to talk to you guys today, especially anybody out there that is potentially thinking about letting go of the vision that you have, of the mission of the business that you developed. If you're just, thinking I'm just going to throw the cards in and I can't do this anymore. I can't overcome these issues. And I just want to be here as a testimony to tell you that these feelings, yes, are real, but these feelings will pass. And these challenges that you're facing today, they're real, but they will pass if you develop a posture of resilience. Every entrepreneur, every business owner has to have a grit, a resilience inside of them. And it's so important that we as entrepreneurs, that we set the stage, that we take those first steps, because again, it influences everyone else within our organization. But here's the deal. We are going to face these feelings every single day, maybe every day, maybe not every day, but the feelings that it's not possible. But here's the thing about entrepreneurship. If we have been called to be entrepreneurs, to do something different, I believe there's always going to be grace, and there's always going to be strategy. There's always going to be things, people in our lives that are going to help us accomplish those things. But we have to resolve those things within us first. Developing a resilient mentality is a discipline that we have to have as entrepreneurs, and we have to practice every single day. Because again, if we don't get it, no one in our team is going to get it. No one that walks with us is going to get it. And it will affect us tremendously. And I remember that day as I was faced with the decision to stop what it is that I was called to do as an entrepreneur, or I was going to charge up that mountain and said, you know what, we're going to take on this mountain. We're going to overcome these challenges. We're going to see these challenges as opportunities. We're going to see these challenges as a place that we can develop, that we can grow in, that we can analyze, and we can become better from this. We all need to hear this. You probably need to hear this today, because you might be watching this and you're like, I'm ready to throw in the towel. I'm ready just to let it all go. But you have to learn from the failures. You have to learn from the setbacks, and then you have to develop strategies so that way you either A, never go back to that, or you stay far away from that. Or when it comes to the close to potentially thinking that you're going to be giving up, that you've set these standards, you set these pillars, these roadmaps in front of you and saying, you know what? I know that I can overcome these things. Because here's the deal. Bouncing back from failures, bouncing back from setbacks, that's what's going to change it's what's going to change the game. It's what's going to set you apart from everybody else. I mean, we've seen time and time again people that encountered countless setbacks, countless failures, but they had a resilience inside of them. They had this grit inside of them. And because of that, they made it across the finish line. They were going into this direction of inspiration, innovation, whatever it may be that they had their mindset, and they didn't let anything stop them from accomplishing that. And that demands a lot of resilience. So developing this posture of grit, of resilience, is going to set you apart from everyone else. But again, you have to resolve this first. In those moments where things are looking absolutely bleak, dark, impossible, is the very thing, is the very elements needed for you to build something incredible. See these setbacks, see these failures as forms of opportunity, as elements that will build you into something incredible. I want to share that with you today. And if you are ever needing any more encouragement, if you want to reach out to me, if you want to connect with me, I want to connect with you. Our company is here not just to motivate you, to empower you, but to help you to accomplish those very things that you have coming up beside you. This is what Humify is all about, coming up beside your company and seeing you cross that finish line and accomplishes the very things that you have set out as an entrepreneur.